All right, we're back. So, with this week ahead report, we also have the new moon on July 31st. So, the new moon is going to be in Cancer. And it seems like, yeah, there's a lot. I did a lot of writing on this one for some reason. So, I'm just going to go over all the writing because it kind of stuff just came through me. But before we move ahead, I just want to make sure I explain to you that this is Sidereal Astrology. This is the astrology that's aligned accurately with the constellations in the sky, and most people are surprised to find out that the tropical mainstream astrology that's normally followed and practiced doesn't align with the constellations in the sky. And you can look it up and you can research it yourself. And you'll see that tropical mainstream astrology aligns with the seasons, the times of the year, not with the constellations in the sky. And a lot of times, mainstream tropical astrologers won't admit to this, or they'll make something up, whatever. I don't know, but it's up for you, to look into it. All right. And on that note, I'm putting out feelers because it's time for me to teach a course. It's going to be webinar based, Zoom, somewhere in the area of 5 students, 8 students, 10 students. And it's going to be the astrology and astronomy and ancient cosmology, all the stuff that I practice. This is what we're going to open up during my course. So right now I'm in summertime mode, and I normally don't do a lot of astrology work during summertime. So like if you reach out to me and let me know like you're interested in the class, put some fire under my butt, and get a date. But it's looking somewhere September, October time that I'm going to do this course. All right, so just reach out on siderealastrologist.com or the Facebook group, Sidereal Revolution. So, anyway, moving ahead. So, yeah, we have. It's an interesting thing because it's all going down in Cancer, which is the nurturer. And the new moon, sun, and then Venus conjunct, all going on in Cancer. And this is. And you got Mars and Leo. Let me just see what other notes I have here. Yeah, you have Mars and Leo. Then you got a sextile between Neptune and the Saturn-Pluto conjunction situation going on. So that's right over here. So that's all going down Sagittarius, and Neptune is in Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in Aries right now. So there's like I wrote down there's like a new paradigm role reset, and I just feel like because all the work that we've been doing with the eclipses and all this stuff, and it was bringing up a lot of energy of just pretty much like masculine and feminine, the wounds, and and then you have Uranus in Aries, and then I think last 2 weeks or last week, Uranus was doing something with Venus. So I just feel like there's like a reset, with the roles, because you have Chiron also hitting on the new moon situation right here. Let's see, is that it? Right there? Yeah, it's a sextile, I think, right? Oh, it's a trine. Yeah, yeah. So there's a trine going on here between Chiron, the wounded healer teacher, with all of the energy of the new moon in Cancer, which is like Cancer is ruled by the moon, and it's also cosmic birth. And Venus, Venus is conjunct the sun, and that's what they call when when Nana goes into the underworld, you don't see her. She's with the sun actually. So this is like a lot going on there with this. I feel like there's like a reset. And the masculine Mars is in Leo, and that's like that's a strong place for it to be. It's kind of royal, and it was trining up. I think we saw it was trining up on Jupiter. That was it's not in the galactic center anymore because it's retrograde, right? Is this right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I was talking about that. I have photos of this because I do astrophotography, and you can see Jupiter is kind of moved away from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So that's something to kind of look at. So like the Jupiter is like almost like not there brewing up this elixir, and Mars now moves into Leo, and it's like having this like kind of royal kind of sitting on the throne, but then having a taste of success, you know, because Mars and Jupiter together create success, and Jupiter now is in Scorpio and it's retrograde. So there's a lot of things like kind of retrograde also. You have Neptune retrograde, you have Pluto retrograde, you have Saturn retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and this is a good week too because Mercury comes out of retrograde, which we discussed a lot about that in the past videos, because Mercury is the messenger of the gods, but it's also a glimpse of the future because it's the filter, and you're seeing planetary influences without the filter. So it's like a filterless, you know. You know, when you see those things on Instagram, no filter, yeah, something like that, right? It's like the raw energies that you're dealing with, which is why it's like pretty intense. You know, so I think, um, yeah, I just wrote like a new paradigm role reset between masculine and feminine energies, which I think is what we need. I mean, there's a lot of toxic masculine and feminine on both, and we saw that playing out. We saw Pluto and Venus, you know, doing its thing, and that kind of was like kind of, you know, that was tough because it was the Kali energy because it was opposition, and then it was part of the lunar eclipse, which was just like heavy work, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. So now this new moon, we're planting a new beginnings, right? Because we also see that Uranus is squaring on the moon and the sun, and is squaring on Venus. So, and Uranus is in Aries. So that just gives an energy of just like new breakthroughs, you know. And squares, you know, are not so bad if you know that you know you're going to be met with a lesson to move through it. Like, so you'll be met with like friction, but it's so you can move through it. That's what squares are. So they're not so bad unless you know it's coming. Then you kind of like you wait for the challenge and then you overcome it. Because you do have this Mars and Leo trining on Jupiter that just finished mixing that galactic elixir. So I think you're good to go when it comes to success and persistence and that type of energy. Like that's all there right there. Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah, let me see what I wrote here. We spoke about Neptune, and we spoke about the Chiron. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's move over. Let's move over. Let's. Oh yeah. You. Oh wait. This one more thing. This Mercury was. What is it doing? Mercury and Jupiter have a. Sorry. Mercury and Neptune have a trine. It's not a grand trine though, right? No. Yeah, I mean that right there. That's. When I see this in birth charts, there's a lot of intuition, spiritual messages that people receive. And if you look at Mercury, it's going, yeah. Okay, so it's going direct, station direct, and then it goes on the second. It hits direct, and it's in Gemini, ruled, you know, which Mercury is the ruler of. So this is intuition. Yeah. So all this is going on, following the flow of intuition, and things are becoming clear. So it's an interesting week. It's definitely new paradigm style, and I wrote that down. New paradigm role reset. You know. So let's see how this plays out. All right. Let's move over to the transits right now. All right. So you know, not a whole lot going on. We just covered a lot actually in the new moon report. But we can see here with the transits, I work with 1 degree orb, so we can see like the intensity of the energy. So this whole Sun square Uranus is going on. Uranus is Venus square Uranus is happening like this whole week. Like, all right, and that's what we talked about. Then Venus Chiron energy, the trine there, and that's the feminine healing energy. So there's stuff going on with this paradigm change, this reset, this liberation. That's the energy that I'm kind of seeing going on here. And then you still have you have this Neptune with the nodes trying the north, sextile the south, but then the north ends on the third. And that was what we opened up with clarity, because Neptune showed a trine with that new moon chart. So this is intuition. So no longer the dream state. I think now it's like intuition and knowing right now, with trusting in the spiritual flow, and the messages that you're getting from spirit is actually kind of going to be real deal. All right. And you can see here Mercury goes direct, and yeah, so station direct. This is the motion. So on the second, we're gonna have Mercury direct. So it's kind of gonna like reset everything and kind of go with the flow type of energy. So that's happening. All right. Yeah, that's it. I think we covered a lot in that new moon chart when we had that up. That was a lot of energy going there. I think it's good. I think it's like reset time. I think we went through a lot of stuff with these eclipses and the retrograde with Mercury and the middle of the summer, and so yeah, I think we're in somewhat decent shape now in moving forward. So all right. Um, let's see. Yep. I think that's it. So remember, guys, I'm doing this course maybe September, mid-September, October. The more fire you put on my ass, I'll get a date. It's still in the middle of the summer for me, and I'm just kind of cruising on my boat, sailing around. I come into my office a couple of days a week just to do some work and do the videos, and then I'm out again. But yeah. So just go on siderealastrologist.com and sign up on the email list when that window pops up, or you can contact me from there and say, yeah, I'm putting some fire on your butt. And yeah, and then right about now, this little thing up top somewhere, it's gonna, from my YouTube channel, will show up, and you click that, and you subscribe, hit subscribe, and then hit the notification bell, and then you'll see when the new videos come out. And then the Facebook group, which is awesome, Sidereal Revolution. Go on there, join, and be down with the crew. And yeah, so I think that's it, right? All right, so I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, happy new moon and happy Mercury direct. See you later. Bye.